All right, shalom, shalom, Yasharala. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. We give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth 100% clearly. We give a salutation to the Akim and Aqua while listening and studying to sort ourselves food. This is Brother Bayan, it's taught in Tay Yasharala, and we talk to Hebrew Israelite Camp. We're coming back to you with another live sit down. And pretty much today we're gonna talk about, this live we've been on our watch, being on our watch and per to one of Yasser Allah, to beware, be sober, be vigilant. How about me outside bring judgment? We bring a mass judgment from a large scale to the smaller scale, all right? And so, Yasser Allah, we need to stay prayed up and keep pushing, man. Keep staying close to Yahweh Shah, man, because Yahweh Shah, he's not playing, man. He's not playing no game. All right. And so, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in a couple of articles, and Lord willing, it to be edifying. We pretty much get into the things that's going on around, not just here in the United States, but specifically around the whole world. All right. And so so now we're gonna start out on a smaller scale, which is here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got a couple of articles that I'm gonna read to you. But before we get into the article, let's read a quick precept, which is the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17, which we always go into it, all right? Because this is us giving you a warning to seek ye the Lord while he may be found. So this is Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth and give them warning for me. All right. So we're hearing the word of Yahweh Shah by leaning on to the prophecy of the word in these various scriptures. Okay. And we're giving that warning. All right. Verse 18, he says, When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand, right? And so that's the reason why we do lesson, man. We don't want your blood on our hands, so we're going to give you a warning, and we're going to tell you to repent, okay? And in verse 19, he said, Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul, all right? And so again, this is why we doing this lesson right now. Okay, we gonna give our soul the best of our ability, so that way we're gonna warn. We're gonna warn you, and if you don't take heed, that's on you. All right. We're not gonna sit quiet. We're not gonna sit idly by watching all of the calamity that's gonna happen, and we're not gonna warn you after all. So this is another reason why we're doing this video of the pistol. Okay, and so. Without further ado, let's get into the very first article. Let's see. And Shalom, Jeremiah Gabar, Shalom, Bakatah. All right, so the first article that we're gonna go into is right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. And in the Octave Yasser, we bring this out all the time, man. It's getting hot out here. All right, it's like probably about 90, 93, 95 degrees, something like that. So and, like damn near, yeah, it feel like 100. And man, these jacks, they bugging out, man. So they don't understand, they can't handle the heat. All right, and so in this article, you see the title of this article is 2 teens in custody after a deadly North Tulsa shooting. Okay, and it said a deadly North Tulsa shooting, right? And it says, the Tulsa police, the Tulsa Police Department, it said now have, it said no, but they misspelled it. It said now have 16-year-old Terry Buckley and 17-year-old Tristan Buckley in custody. On June 2nd, around 12:30 p.m., officers were called out to a shooting near 54th Street North and MLK Boulevard. And it said, reading on, it said, when the TPT arrived, they found 34-year-old Michael Goff and his 16-year-old son had been shot. And it said both of the victims were rushed to the hospital. Michael Goff died at the hospital from his injuries, and his 16-year-old was in critical condition. Surveillance video showed the Buckley teenager at the scene at the time of the shooting, and it said after TPD was able to interview the 16-year-old victim, detectives learned that Terry and Tristan Buckley planned to meet with the 16-year-old for a gun exchange with the intent to robbing the 16-year-old. During the robbery, both of the Buckley teenagers opened fire, shooting both the 16-year-old and his father, then collected the gun and left. All right, and it said both Terry and Tristan Buckley are now in custody, facing charges of first-degree murder, sitting with the intent to kill, and robbery with a firearm. And see, that's the first incident that just recently happened right there, you know. And what is that preacher saying? That's going back into the prophecy of Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai warned the disciples. All right, when you know the first thing he said, they're going to rise false prophets. And then you read on in that chapter, which is Matthew the 24th chapter, right? Let's get it real quick, because it said the love of many, right? Matthew 24, that's the figure already pulled up. I think Matthew 24, about the 11th or the 12th verse, right? It says, and because the iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall cold. And that's what we've seen in that article right there. Okay, so these two Jakes were being making it a shame of, swapping out guns, and instead of them, being fair or doing things the right way, they wanted to be wicked and ended up shooting the kid's dad, the victim, and the other guys in critical condition. Okay, and that's one incident that we have going on right here in Tulsa. And, me and the Octay Yasharala, we were talking earlier, they said it's not going on here in Tulsa, so that's likely going to happen throughout all the United States, Yeah,
I was going to bring out the second article.
Okay.
I was going to come with the love of many wax and cold, because that right there is like a common thing with Jake. Like, most times Jake do gun exchanges, it don't never end good. Them was nigga Jakes. That's like common right there. But right now, what I'm saying is we're having like type of judgments that's not common to Jake. We're seeing Jake do things that usually Esau would do, which let us know we're getting to the end, because now Jake's wickedness is starting to rack worse. Like, Jake is a very compassionate, loving type of people. We're very family oriented. We're all about that. Now you're starting to see like mother versus daughter, daughter versus the mother. The grandmother starting to get judgment from her grandchildren. That's something like usually unheard of in our community. That type of judgment starting to go forth. Like, usually you hear like parents getting murdered by their children. Usually that's the Edomite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's starting to happen with Jake, our community, which let me know that Jake is starting to really wax really bad in Babylon the Great, and it's letting you know the judgment is really about to cook up. It's like you will see certain things in a news article, and you would think, like, oh, that's the Edomite. You look up and it's Jake doing that. And then, like, the amount of judgment that's going for Jake has been, like, a lot. Jake has been dying in big droves every day. My news feed is full of all kind of Jake deaths every single day, which I'm going to bring this precept out right here. This 1 Peter 4:17. The time has come that judgment begin at the house of Yahweh. And if it first began at us, what shall the envy of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? And we can answer that question. They're going to be for sure, get judged, man. They're going to be deleted. That's what's going to happen to them. Because now what Yahweh is trying to do is get the attention of Yahshua, which I feel like you should already have your attention. You got all this stuff going on, CBDCs, got the MOTB about to roll out. You got everybody fighting right now, uproars of the people. You got Alphabet Agenda versus Trump supporters. You got Black Lives Matter out there. They're gonna be out there in droves a minute to rile up a little Ray. You got Esau getting active, man. You got World War III on the horizon. The famine kicking in. The World Economic Forum is told 13 countries to destroy their livestock. So the first show gonna end, and Jake is not paying attention to that. And so what Jake is doing is they're acting out like little kids. and you send to grown people are not acting like groupies, and all they doing is you just see judgment going away, man. You see brothers, sisters, murdering each other, son and father, get judgment to each other. Like that wasn't common in our community. When you go 30 years back, now it's starting to be a common theme right now. Like I got an article where Eve said a sister and a mother, a mother and a daughter, they chopped up grandma. Who chopped up grandma?
Yeah, right. It just said it said the lead. So I'm just trying to search for that article real quick.
Yeah. So anyway,
there was an article that said the lead woman that basically chopped her up and basically put her on the grill.
Yeah, Jake don't do stuff like that. So they let you know Jake is on a high level. Demons getting activated, and Jake is really waxing bad. And you can tell with the word Yahushua has to come and cleanse this place. Like Jake gotta go. That's why I just read that precept right there. Judgment got to start at the house of the Lord. Who's the house of the Lord? That's Yahshua Allah. So the Most High about to do a purge effect, man. He about to get these little knuckleheads out the way. Why? Because they're not doing the work of the Lord. They're not coming into the truth. They don't want to hear, the testimony of our Lord and Savior Yahushua.
They don't care about their will, because Yahweh always say, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." And so you got people that running buck wild. All right, they're not acting according to the will of Yahushua. And so what he got to do, just like that, when I read that precept in 1 Peter 4:17, when he said, if it begins, what that precept, what it said, if it begin at the house of Israel, what shall the judgment be for them that don't obey the voice of the Lord Yahushua? And so the answer to that question right there in this precept, which is Ecclesiastes, aka Sirach, chapter 39-28. And it said there be spirit that are created for vengeance. You see, and so what Yahushua saying is that in that very precept, he said what's going to be the judgment for those who obey not the voice of the Lord. So Yahushua created spirit that he's going to use to exterminate those individuals that refuse to hearken unto Yahushua. All right, so we know Ecclesiastes, aka Sirach 39-28. They said there be spirit that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore throat. And in the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And notice how it says appease the wrath of Yahweh, and it says appease the wrath of him. And who is the wrath? Who is in the peace? It's appeased in Yahushua. Okay, so those spirits that are created for vengeance is going to follow the voice and they're going to follow the order of Yahushua just to come, take out the 2/3 of the nation of Israel because they refuse to basically hear the word of Yahushua. They refuse to hear what we saying. Okay, and which also going back to the very first precept is that when we tell you, hey, you better get right from the Lord, you repent, and you tell us, man, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Okay, we warned you. We're gonna dust our shoulder off. We're gonna go to the next person because we know that Yahushua gonna do something major. And as you further read on in Ecclesiastes 39-29, when it says fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. You see that? And so this Yahushua, he have a creation that he used to judge the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Verse 30, and it says teeth of wild beasts. So you're gonna have some Jake that's gonna get destroyed. Okay. Matter of fact, we're going back to the verse 29, because he said fire and hell. Okay. So you got the fire, okay, what about that by way of thermonuclear missile, you got wildfires going on right there. And then he said in hell, which ultimately it can go to the flood, right? And he said famine. Famine, basically people gonna starve to death. Okay. And then verse 30, and it said teeth of wild beasts. Okay, so all of these things that Yahushua is going to use to destroy the people that refuse to hearken unto the voice of the Lord. It says teeth of wild beasts. That means, when a food shortage happens, that means lions and all types wild animals are going to start frequenting and roaming the city, okay? Because they can't find food out in the wilderness where they come, okay? So they're going to come to the city, you know, wild bears, okay? All of those things are going to happen. So chief of wild beasts, scorpion, serpent, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. And they said the modern day sword is the gun, okay? So you got a lot of these people that are going to get judged by the sword, okay? A lot of people are going to get killed. But, you know, with the World War III going on, you got Civil War, okay? So it's going to be a mass judgment, and it's already starting, man.
And it's about a sword. You got to look in the scriptures. Who's blessed with that sword? Who's known as the Lord's sword? They're talking about Esau. So basically, when all hell break loose and martial law declared, Esau going to take advantage of that. He's going to satisfy that bloodlust he got from Jake. And Jake don't know that. Jake think Esau cool. He think Esau good for him. Wait till these rules go away. Wait till the power be in their hand. They're going to go out and show Jake how they really feel about you. They're going to start doing picnics and all kinds of stuff like that. And we're not going to care. We're going to be like I said earlier. We gave you warning. We let you know Esau's your enemy. So if we run the Esau camps and he got you all clipped up, or we see, you know, we say we running through as pilgrims on the earth and we got our backpack on. We see a Jake getting strung up by a bunch of Edomites. I ain't going to run over and try to say that, Jake. Because most likely he got himself clipped up over there, you know. He thought they was gonna help him out.
We say that's that Buddha man. The Buddha man gonna be just like Denzel Washington in the Book of Eli. When he saw a woman that was getting raped, he was like, keep going east. He saw that woman, he kept walking, keep going east. That he following the voice of the Lord, y'all about to be outside. So how much more, you know, that's what we planning on doing. So we're not going to save you because you could have saved yourself right now and as of today. Oh, you should have saved yourself by seeking about Yahushua, man. You know?
Yeah. One more said that Pierce said famine, fire, and the sword.
Yep.
That's going to be all these militia groups. You know, famine going to kick in. Ain't going like Walmart's ain't going to be stocked up when all judgment rolling out of there. You know, and we had World War III at the cusp of it. Ain't nobody going to be filling up Walmarts and Targets with food. You know, you're going to be stuck with whatever you got. And then, like, for the ones that ain't got, you're going to take from the ones who do got. You know, that's why it's so very important to be in the house of Yahweh Shah with a protection. Because we at the minute, we're all hell about to break loose. Like, a lot of stuff is going on. Like, for example, you got Canada has got a bunch of wildfires going. You know, I look into it, and what it looks like it's man-made. It look like Esau setting, you know, the Canadian forest on fire. And because there's so much land they burned up, the smoke is so thick, it's grounded plains in New York. You gotta think about that, man. There's implications right there. Like, that's a lot of land they burning to create that much smoke. And you gotta think, okay, if y'all burning all this land up, what you burning all this land up to do? See, we're at the cusp of World War III. They might be doing that to clear that out for a military to come in through there. Like, your leaders have sold you out. You know, so now you got to click into Yahweh Shah because Esau about to make his move. We going into what's that, Revelation 12 chapter? Territory where the dragon going to try to prosecute the woman, goes into Yashra of Israel. But Esau about to show, you know, our people what to do. He tired of this normal scheduling program. Esau like, man, I'm about to roll back the clock and do them how my great-great-granddaddy used to do them. Let's get them.
Why you think all the Trump supporters was in agreement when he said, let's make America great again? What do you think that means? You know? And that's why we be reading you precept. We constantly reading you the same scriptures over and over again just so you can get it in your head. And real quick, this is another quick precept. It's the 2nd Ezra chapter 9. We started verse 1. He said, he answered me, then said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign past, which I have told you before, then shalt thou understand that at the very same time where the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. You see, and those when we see part of the sign past, you know, the Archie mentioned that, right? The wildfire, okay? That you know, we're gonna read an article on that in a little bit here in a little bit, but that's the wildfire. That's in the part of the sign past. We're paying attention, okay? We're paying attention to the destruction that Yahweh about to bring down on the place called America, which is aka Babylon the Great. Okay.
Yeah, we're watching the uproars that's been prophesied to happen. We're watching the famine that's kicking in because, like, what was that? 2 or 3 years ago, they burnt down 100 food processing plants.
Yep.
See, people haven't forgot about that. We haven't forgot about that.
Right.
That's gonna make a food shortage. That's why food in a minute is gonna start going up. You know, because it's the demand, the supply is gonna be less. They're gonna charge more. You know, that's on the ticket. Then we looking at, you know, World War III kicking up. It's not going good over there with Ukraine and Russia. There's not implications right there. They still kicking that all up. You know, don't forget about China. They waiting in the cut too. So we looking at the prophecy, man. Look like World War III gonna pop out. Oh, and the big major thing, MOTB. There's a whole nother company. I think it's called Paratronics. That's about to get FDA approval to get their brain MOTB online. They're gonna compete with Neuralink. Right. So we about to have 2 companies that make their CAP have FDA approval. And they're doing trials right here in June. That's the major prophecy right there. That's MOTB going online. You got banks going through bank runs, things that run out of money, or they're doing data reprocessing because they're going to switch over to a central bank as a currency. All the banks are doing that. Right now, credit unions are going through it. So every bank is going to initiate their new digital currency. You got the Fed now coming on in July. You know, all these is big major prophecies. What Esau's trying to do is he's trying to funnel everybody to take their MOTB. Therefore, he can extend his rulership. That 1 o'clock.
All roads lead to the MOTB. No matter because out of everything that we're saying, this is what Esau really wants. All right, everything. You know, even though we are bringing up the food source and all of that, that's what it's leading to. All is going to lead to the MOTB because he's trying to put the squeeze on the whole world to get that MOTB. Okay, he's trying to force you. That's why the scripture said he calls us all, both small, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Why? How is he going to cause them? If by I just mentioned earlier, that's the spirit. He said he believed that you know that wildfire in Canada is man-made. Okay, what you wildfire going to do? Probably going to burn out people's houses out there. You know, they already got the planes shut down. Gonna burn up people's houses. You might as well rest assured to say the food is being burned up. Okay, and so that squeeze on the whole world. Okay, but specifically they want Yasha Allah. Okay,
and this through the spirit. I remember can't forget about climate lockdown.
Yeah.
Esau can use to say, see, this is why global warming is happening. He can say because the global warming is burning up the planet. Right, and that's why the Canadian process happened. So when you stop the nature from burning up, you need to put your mask on. You need to shelter in place. And he can run that scenario, and people will believe it. They be like, the forest is burning up. Put your mask on and stay inside. Don't lose no electricity. You gotta save the planet. Do your part. And they're gonna say, oh, well, see, you your electricity. You ain't wearing your mask. That's why the forest is burning up. You see, a simple jet, and the simple people gonna believe that. Right? They simply believe it every word. Yeah. God, see, they got a thing called climate lockdown. They're saying global warming for a long time. And so now with this situation, they can point right to the situation, say, see, this is why we need global warming initiative right here. And then, like, first part of that, they're telling the New Yorkers put their mask on. They'll say, put your mask on and stay in quarantine in place, stay on lockdown. And speaking of that, man, we go ahead and get to this quick article right here. Because speaking of the wildfire, right? And they said this wildfire smoke hovers over the U.S. for the 3rd day, pushing south and west. All right, and this is the most recent article. This is as of today. Okay, written by Mike Ives, Kevin Williams, and Liam Stack. This is 7 hours ago from New York Times. And it says, hundreds of fires raging across eastern Canada continue to spread clouds of dangerous pollution across much of the eastern United States. On Thursday, officials issued warning about air quality in a broad swath of the country, from New York west to Indiana, as far south as Carolina. Major cities, including Philadelphia, Washington, New York, woke up to unhealthy levels of air pollution one day after New York City registered its worst air quality reading in decades. Although conditions in parts of the Northeast on the Thursday was expected to be better than the day before, the noxious air was spreading across a growing part of the country.
The source of the smoke is an outbreak of blaze in Canada, which has forced tens of thousands of people from their homes. About 250 wildfires burned out of control in the eastern part of the country as of early Thursday. Authorities said about 150 of them in Quebec. It said some have been burning for weeks. And reading on, it says officials in states and provinces on both sides of the border warning of the threat of the smoke, which had forced some people to don masks. It said to don masks in a grand reminder of the pandemic conditions of recent years. The smoky haze closed the National Zoo, disrupted flight, and forced second change of plans on the step of Lincoln Memorial in Washington. Teenager girl whose commencement ceremony had to be called off took pictures in graduation. Regulator, although the smoke was too thick to make out the Washington Monument halfway down the National Mall. One of the graduates, Carly Civic, 18, said the ceremony was postponed just 15 minutes before it was supposed to begin. So according to this article, a lot of people's lives have been disrupted. Okay, so they're close to the graduation. And Shalom, Kadar, Shalom, Bakatar. And they said the smoke that choked New York on Wednesday was expected to push southward Thursday and move west into the Ohio River Valley on Friday. The National Weather Service said in their forecast it was expected to appear as widespread haze that could dip as far as south as Florida, not the dense mass of smoke that covered New York on Wednesday. And so this is kind of a long article, but yeah, I mean, pretty much get the point.
Plus, they haven't had Thursday making them planes be down. It's been 3 days, well, I know for sure 2 days where they haven't been doing no flights in and out of New York. That's got big money implications for her. Like New York does a lot of stuff by flights, so all they're losing money on that. You know, everything is grounded, and that's gonna kick up to give them the right to pass new legislation. Like this is why we need climate control. And people so simple, they're gonna go like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna make sure I get on my plane. So yeah, they're gonna give their rights up. You know, which this ain't nothing but a snare, man. He's setting up a very elaborate trap to take people's rights away so he can funnel them into their MOTB. So I'm bringing this out. This is Psalm 119 and 110. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I erred not from thy precepts. You know, so knowing these commandments and knowing the truth is going to like keep you steady and stable during these troubled times. So I'm looking at these worldly people at my job and this around me, and they don't know the truth. So when Esau really turned the heat up, they're gonna bug out, and that's gonna lead to more judgment. Right? Like when the dollar crashed and Jake don't know what's going on, and Jake got a loaded gun. Somebody in the house getting on his nerves and irritating him because he's so frustrated. He might just loud on them. Why? Because he don't know what's going on. Like Jake is that's a very fragile state he in. Jake don't know what to go. Especially if he say he got like $200,000 in the bank, and all of a sudden that mug turned to paper overnight. That Jake gonna wig out, man. They gonna wig out, and then when they wig out, the kids gonna be crying. You know, they were like, "What a kid crying? Pull out his gun, blah blah." That's why, man, being around like-minded people and having a say for you women that got a righteous head, that's gonna be very valuable when all hell breaks loose. Because your average worldly person, a Jake, Yashrala, they're gonna lose it when they stability start getting shook up. Because that's what Esau about to do. It's like a rug pull. Esau got them on a rug, got them nice and comfortable, and all of a sudden he's about to yank it. You know, and then they gonna like, this woe is me spirit. What do I do? Right. Where do I go? What do I do? And then Esau like, I got you, man. Come to this camp. You got everything you need. And then they're gonna blam, 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 hook them up with the stuff. And then they're gonna have their stuff. They're gonna come to you, try to convince you, like, you need to go get your MOTB. I got mine. Then they might tell on you. Esau, he over there, they ain't got no MOTB in them. They hold it back. They're gonna run that 1-9 situation. They're gonna say, we hold back. It's our fault. And man, and Jake gonna act the fool. What about on 2/3 Jake this time?
We're gonna see that we're gonna see that pandemic all over. That's why we always say the prelude of what you saw in know, the C19 situation is gonna be the same situation when it comes to that LTV. But just to back up what the doctor said right here, because he said that Esau gonna, pull that rug out from under Jacob, right? So this is First Thessalonians chapter 5 and 3. Like again, we bring these scriptures out all the time because we're trying to drill these in your head. All right. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and 3, and it said, when they shall say peace and safety, then such destruction come upon them as to bear upon the woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right, and that I can broke that precept down right there, man. He said that a lot of people they gonna be so comfortable because they don't know what's going on, and that's when that comfortability is gonna get snapped from under them. All right, and then they're gonna try to get comfortable again. That's when Esau, even so-called white man, gonna come and he's gonna try to say, as long as you get this MOT, you're gonna be all right. Okay, and then that's why it said, then it said when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as to veil upon a woman with child. You see that? And they describe as to veil upon a woman with child because why? Because even though a woman with child can have a due date or when a baby supposed to be delivered, even though that due date is set, it can become that baby becomes suddenly before 2 weeks early or 3 weeks after. You just don't know when it comes. All you got to know is you see how about your child. But that's how sudden that destruction is gonna come upon Yasharala, especially those who don't know what's going on. Okay, and then it says, as veil upon the woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay, so it's gonna catch you off guard to the point you're gonna be already caught up. You're gonna be in the trap. All right, and then go another precept. So what y'all about me? Y'all shot is Jeremiah Gabar, who put Jeremiah chapter 15 and 2, and it says, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord, how about you, outside, the sword to slay. You see that? And it says, and the dog to tear. All right, so you're gonna have some hungry, rabid dogs. See, think about it like this, man. You got a lot of people, especially around here in Oklahoma. You got people that love their dogs. So what you think is gonna happen when that owner ended up dead? What's gonna happen to those dogs? Either those dogs gonna even die of starvation, or they gonna smarten up and they gonna get out of their their home, their backyard, jump the gate, and they gonna start to search for food. All right. And it said dogs to terror, so meaning these dogs are gonna get vicious to the point where they're gonna try to eat people. Okay. And it says in the fowls of the heaven. All right. So you're gonna see, the crows, eagles, they're gonna be eating dead bodies in the street. Okay. And it said in the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. Right. And that's beautiful precept right there. So that you spot on to what we're talking about, what to expect in these these troubling times. Okay. I got
you don't want to see a pack of 30 dogs and they 8. You rolling down the hood, you ain't got nothing but a stick. You're gonna need the Lord with you at that time.
Man.
Let's say it's about to get real close out here.
And it's crazy because a lot of people be putting their trust in their gun. All right, because we're not saying don't get a gun, but ultimately your trust needs to be in your how about you shot. That's the ultimate. That's where your trust will always be in. Trust in the Lord with all heart and lean not onto thy own understanding. Proverbs 3 and 5. Yeah, that's where your trust needs to be. But if you trust your gun more than you trust in your how about shot, hey, your how about shot gonna send them 30 pack of dogs, and we're gonna see how much trust you gonna have in that gun. That gun might jam up on you. Them dogs gonna eat you up, man. Eat you alive.
Right there. Let's say to back you up this spirit too. You said everybody want to put their trust in something else. Check this out. It's Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. So that's why this truth is very important, and then your works too. It said righteousness delivered from death. So all the Yasharah that come back into their heritage, trying to lost men's best of their abilities, that's righteousness right there. The Lord loves that. So that's what's going to deliver. The Lord going to look at your work, your faith, your measure of faith, and see if it's sufficient to Him in order to save you out of whatever you're going through. Riches ain't going to do nothing, man. That's what I said. In a minute, all these jakes that got all this money, that's going to be a snare to them. He's something like, okay, yeah, I took all your money away. Now I give it back to you in a digital account, but you got to go get the procedure done. Go get the procedure done, then I get your money back. And if Jake got $2 million, he don't want to lose that. He gonna go get that MOTB, right? Because he's looking for his riches to sustain him. He's not looking for the Lord to sustain him. You know, they ain't even looking for deliverance. They think you gotta die to get to heaven. You know, the ones that's stuck on that plank of Christianity. So they not really even looking. Like they don't know the prophecies. Like they don't know what's going on. All they know is go to work, pay taxes, and my 401k will come. So when Esau take all that away, and World War III is going, Jacob's trouble is going, man, Esau can tell that Jake whatever he's gonna do.
That's beautiful precept. It's a quick precept about the Akadah Tahan. It's Psalm 44 and 6. And it said, "For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me." See that verse right there? See, I would not trust in my bow. Right? That's the precept right there. And see, and so that, again, we're telling you not to have weapons, but we're telling you to put even if you have weapons, you still want to put your trust in Yahweh Shah. And that was King David right there. He said, "I will not trust in my bow." You see, let's read that again. That's the spirit right there. That's beautiful. Right? Psalm 44 and 6. "Well, I will not trust in my bow." That goes back into your weapon. And it said, "Neither shall my sword save me." Okay, so in this time that we talk about, your sword and your weapon, your money, all of those things is not going to save you, man. So that's why we tell you, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, man. Okay? You know, when all hell break loose, that's all you're gonna have. That's all who's gonna save you out of these these wicked calamities that's gonna come, especially here in America at Babylon the Great. You know.
I'm from Proverbs 11:5 to finish it off, since you said that. It says, "The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness." So your work is going to be very important this time, man, and your faith. You know, you want to be holy at this time. You want to be found, keeping your heritage, keeping the commandments to the best of your abilities, right there. That's the Lord want to see. That makes you valuable and worthy to him of being saved, because once he delivers you and puts you in his kingdom, then you're gonna push forth the laws, and it's not gonna be grievous to you. But you see, the ones that still want to be like on that Cardi B, that Sukihana spirit, or that NBA young boy spirit, being a nigga, hey, the Lord got to do away with that, man. They got to be purged out, because you can't put an unclean Jake like that in a clean kingdom. Because they'll come to the kingdom with that same nigga spirit. So the Lord, man, the way he's doing this and write it up is perfect. He's purging out the wicked of our nation. The ones that have been defiled by Esau and think I gotta get the bag. I gotta like we read that precept earlier, I gotta live by the gun. I'm gonna take out a little Ray and get that bag. The Lord is purging that out. Wickedness gotta go. So it's starting with Esau, and he's gonna start out, like I read the precept earlier, with Jake. The wicked 2/3 gotta go, man. And they're going now. We send them go out now. Like you look at Jackie O.
Yeah.
Pride go for destruction. She was talking in pride when she was getting her, her about to go get her surgery. Like, y'all can't tell me what to do. It's my body. I'm gonna get the surgery. Don't be talking me out of it. You old dumb simple people. She's talking like that proud stuff. So Lord, like, all right. So you let the doctor cut up and give a judgment. And that's really, to me, that should be a marker to the rest of these Eves. Like, what happened to exercising and working out to get a nice body? That's it. Why you got to go into the night?
Hey, it's a little bit of research, and that, hey, man.
Dieting?
Hey, all of that, man. Like, there's certain things that you can eat, that get rid of that belly fat, man. So it's really not that hard, man. But they got it. This microwave society, they gotta have that, man. They gotta have it right now.
Like you said, because who else thinks like that? Who couldn't wait for the food to be cooked?
Right.
And he sold it out for something quick and easy.
Esau Edom.
Man, there you go.
And that's the reason why the 2/3 gotta go, because they took on that same mindset as Esau, the so-called white man. And Yahweh shall hate Esau. And so, and how much more for Yahweh, the so-called Negroes out in Native America, the true chosen people, to turn around and act like the very same person that Yahweh shall hate. So yeah, he gonna purge your ass out. Because if he hate him, and then you turn around and have that same mindset as Esau Edom, then he gonna, and that's why he said, those who be joined unto him shall be thrust through with the sword. That's in the book of Isaiah.
And so it is, like that chick died for what? Vanity.
Yep.
There was something vain right there. A lot of stuff Jake do is really for vanity, man. It's really all for nothing. That's why this truth stands. The lost commandments, that's gonna stand. That getting the bag to get that condo and get that Hellcat, man, that stuff ain't about to profit you none. When the Lord start bringing these judgments in, start bringing prophecy in, that stuff is gonna be, null and void. It's not gonna be important. And I don't care about what car you drive when all hell done broke loose. No matter care about the money you got, how many blocks you hold, how many guns you got, that's not gonna matter. Or how many followers, subscribers you got on your social media, that ain't about to matter in a minute, man. Oh man, this devil about to unleash hell. And why is the devil gonna unleash hell? Because he's lost his rulership. He lost the narrative. He's been cast down to the earth. Ain't nothing he do. Every time he put his hands to something, it blow up and mess up. Because everything he got was off the backs of Yasharallah, 12 tribes of Israel. Now that we waking up, and we like, devil, get off my back. And now the devil got to get on his own, and he's doing bad. He's starting to find out that he's stupid. The Lord taking his wisdom away. Because really he got his wisdom from Yasharallah. When I really thoroughly think about it, how you go back, everything they got, they art, math, the civilization, everything Esau got, he stole from Yasharallah, man. And now he can't, Yasharallah, nah, I'm about to keep my own ideas. So now it's like Esau run out of gas, like Scripture say, he gonna put the light of his candle out. His power gonna be out. So now he's like, oh shit, I gotta hurry up and get them and exterminate them, because he's like, okay, in Esau's mind, if I exterminate all of Yasharallah, who Yahushua gonna save? So he's rushing to do a depopulation agenda. Really, it's the Lord doing that. He just using Esau to do it. Because Esau is the sword of the Lord. So he used Esau to cleanse up the wicked of his nation. And that's what's happening. I feel like that's a righteous judgment. The Lord commanded us not to trust our enemy. When you look at the 2/3, man, whatever Esau says, like the word of God to them, like that's their God. It's Esau.
Pretty much.
They got sweet baby Jesus in their head.
Because even when we tell you, hey, you're of Yasharallah, you of the nation of Yasharallah, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American, you are Yasharallah. You are the chosen people. And how astounding it is for Jake to be like, they'll show you a video of a white pastor, a white Edomite pastor, they turn around and say the same thing we said. Now they want to believe it.
Ooh, I experienced that in my family.
Man,
I told you that.
So if it takes Esau Edom to tell you the truth, you're gonna be finished, because that's how you're gonna walk right into that snare and that trap.
Because you're going to the devil for your truth.
Yeah.
And the devil don't give out truth, he gives out lies. And he seeks out your harm. Like that's your enemy.
And not only that, especially because they know, because they study us. These devils, they study our people. I mean, they got so much research on our people. They even got, clothing company that watch what Jake, the Jake man, all right, watch what they wear, and then they go get clothes based on what they wear. Just so you know that they actually study us, man. So what makes you think that they're not going to be able to find a way to walk you right into that snare and that trap? All they got to do is tell you a little bit of the truth, and bam, they got it. And they've been doing it. That's why a lot of the the congregation, they follow behind the false prophets, was set up by Esau Edom in the first place. So this is this is going back to why we got to continue to seek ye the Lord while he may be found, because once we seek the Lord, we have his word in our heart and our mind, we'll be able to weed out those those agendas that Esau Edom has set up. And this is one of the agendas, what this man made. And another thing, which is you got any more preach up?
Yeah, I got one more I'm gonna bring out. Yeah, I got Proverbs, this is chapter, Proverbs 11:18. The wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that soweth righteousness shall be a true reward. So what I show right there, man, the wicked work of deceit. Hey, they working a big time deceit right now. Like this devil he already done rocked the whole world with deceit, but this time he's swinging for the pieces. They about to do either a fake alien invasion They're gonna do a fake the Messiah is here, give some sweet baby Jesus in the sky. You know, you got Project Blue Beam. They about to come with a big time deceit, you know, to get the people like to finish really finish them. You know, I'm looking at Jake, the 2/3, they're already dead. So all they about to do now, man, the Lord about to deliver them to the hands of Esau. He's gonna finish them all. Let the Kombat game finish him. And that's about to happen. That goes out Hosea 4:6. My people perish for lack of knowledge. And we giving them the knowledge, but they're rejecting the knowledge because they have a love affair with their devil Esau Edom. What you still looking for?
Nah, I was going back over the week, but I was gonna read this article as well too. But for that article. All right, so this is another article, you know, based on, you know, and really when we read this article, you can also see that how Yahweh the 2/3 is gonna get, you know, destroyed as well too. So this is the article based on the Sinaloa cartel. All right, the Sinaloa cartel accused of trying to buy guns in Tulsa. All right, so we actually have the cartel here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? All right, so read on this article. It said the Sinaloa cartel, the dangerous Mexican drug cartel, once led by El Chapo, is accused of trying to buy guns in Tulsa, according to a federal court affidavit. The gun they were after was a Barrett 50 caliber rifle. Some of the most powerful members of the Sinaloa cartel operate in Oklahoma, said Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics spokesperson Mark Woodward. Woodward explains how dangerous the organization is. They are very violent. These individuals are known for being able to move their product because of fear and threat to the people who get their way, he said. And it said, court documents said cartel members have been trying to buy high-power guns at Green Country stores. According to the federal court document, 3 people in the Tulsa area were after the high-power Barrett 50 caliber rifle. All right, so and see that's another form of judgment right there, man. So going back to what we were saying earlier, is that, you know, you trusting in your gun, and you got, you know, people that you know, you got the cartels here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is ultimately, we know they're spread out throughout America, aka Babylon the Great. They're not just here in Tulsa, you know, but they're going those going to be the people that going to be pushing out mass judgment on the 2/3 as well too. Okay, you got a big drug cartel that's going to, you know, Yahweh is going to use them. Okay, he's going to use them to create because those are those spirits that created for vengeance. Okay, all of those cartel members, they full of wickedness. They gonna be those spirits that created for vengeance. So they're gonna use, you know, Yahweh is going to use those individuals, and he's going to take out Yahweh, man, the 2/3. Okay, that's another form of judgment, which is going to be that's going to happen there in Jacob's trouble.
And see, like what I put right there, they're like they're going to get activated. And cartels, that's the northern tribes right there. Curse they on. So when they give a certain order, you know, East are going to have them activated. They're going to come right through that border. You know, snatch up certain people, give out certain people judgment. Like I said, they're getting a 50 cal gun. A 50 cal, you can take out a plane with that. You can take out Humvees with that. Like the cartel might be battling with the National Guard and, you know, U.S. military troops.
Yeah.
You know, it might be an all-out war happening right here on American soil. They said we about to witness the war of all wars in a minute. It's going to be everybody war. You know, this group versus that group. LGBT, Alphabet Agenda versus, you know, Trump supporters, conservative. You got Black Lives Matter versus Edomites. You got Democrats versus Republicans. You know, you got man, it's gonna be so much division and so many battles. Like cartel versus U.S. military. The cartel versus the police. Police versus the people. People versus the politicians. Like it's gonna be war on top of war. It's gonna be war. People just fighting over food. Like what, they got a whole movie called Hunger Games. That ain't just for play. That's like Esau. That's gonna be a famine. People gonna be fighting to feed their belly. You know, that's what we about to go into. You know, and you're gonna need that covering from Yahweh Shai to make it through this, man. The truth is going to be very vital and important in the times we move it into. Prophecy is really coming to a head. You can see everything coming clearly. False prophets are getting blew out the water because MOTB, being that CHIP is showing up, so they all looking like liars. I feel like at this point, only one camp, really stands is the test, They're starting to cross the elder the great millstone. Everybody else has been proven liars. If any camp tell you that MOTB is something other than that CHIP, hey, their cover's been blown now. Like I said earlier, we got 2 companies about to have FDA approved. And that's just getting the ball rolling. So, and the money going digital. So all that stuff they was yip-yapping before, that holds no weight no more. I said, you got Jake still listening to T-Shirt Fans Group. I seen Jake today talking about some battle axes of the Most High. I'm like, man, they ain't got the truth. Like, you ain't figured it out yet, which a lot of Jakes, they not gonna figure it out. They gonna wait until all hell break loose. And we're gonna be put up at that time. We're gonna be in that Putin, we're gonna be hiding ourselves. So we're not gonna be somewhere they can find us. Hey man, what was that breakdown again? I need that breakdown, man. Let me fill me in, because I'm saying I just got liberty, and it's just you can tell they really blind. Cause like your people showed up. I can tell, I can feel it on him, like you don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
You don't know what's going on. I'm just looking like
he be asking me the same questions all the time. Like I
can look him in his whole vibe and spirit, like he's not locked in on what's going on. Right. And that's our nation as a whole. That's 2/3. You look at them, they don't know what's going on, man. And they not trying to know what's going on. They belly is fed, they got a job, they got security. We trying to tell that security about to get taken away. Don't tarry to meet the Lord. Don't be like, well, I'll read scripture, tomorrow, or I'll get with, my aunt tomorrow, and I'll get with it, learn about the Lord. Then get it now. Because once all hell break loose, I'm not about to be breaking nothing down no 2/3, man. I'm too busy applying the scripture.
And then speaking of what I just mentioned, like based on that scenario, like where they trying to come and ask you to break down scripture, how you know that I'm gonna even be around to break tough stuff down? Cause we can think about that when all hell breaks loose, you could literally be at the grocery store with your family, and all you got is you and your family to get the hell out of Dodge. You ain't gonna, the prophets most likely ain't gonna be nowhere to be found, at this particular time. And so it's better for you to get it now than to, get it when all hell breaks loose. You ain't gonna even know what to do in those times. With that Isaiah was at 33:6. Let's pull that up real quick. That's what we pretty much taking on.
I'm gonna pull this out, and then you can pull that one out. We talking about we're gonna be hidden and tucked away. This is Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So the Lord gonna hide the hopeful elect, man. Just like you heard the scripture about that woman going into the wilderness. It's basically like Israel being hidden from that dragon, which represents Esau and his, his government and everything he got. We about to be the Most High gonna know how to put us away. So we're not gonna be on the forefront. We're not gonna gather up, go hit the highway and edges. Now that's it, man. It's over with. Now it's, do you got the truth or not? And you can't say, well, I didn't have time. Man, thousands of lessons go out every day. You got all these Akim putting out lessons every single day, grinding like a millstone. So you get edified and get built up. That way you have the faith. Your faith is sufficient to make it through. You have stability. You're not going to be, oh, what was me? They coming, you're going to be, hey, quiet. The troops over there, be quiet. Right. You're going to be down. You're going to be moving like in silence. You're going to be moving with a purpose. Why? Because we know what's going on. We know it's going to be troops running around. It's going to be raiders, people running around looking for food. So we're not going to be making noise. We're not going to be crying. We're not going to be where I'm supposed to go. Man, we have a little backpack on us or a little sack, and we're going to be moving quietly. Like, we're going to be like moving circumspectly, like, moving in silence.
Before the man foreseeth the evil come and hide us and stuff. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be very prudent. And just like I said, we're going to be quiet. But not only we gotta avoid people, just like Yahweh said, he said there are these spirits that are created for vengeance. He broke down all those spirits that are going to be created for vengeance. Chief of wild beasts, hell, the famine, all of that. But think about this, man. You got people that's gathered and trying to fight for the food, and then you got wild dogs, wild animals. I ain't gonna be like, hey, what up, Q? Come on, help me out. ain't about to do all of that, man. Hey, I'm seeing this big ass homie lying over here. No, I'm not about to talk. Oh no.
Gonna be quiet. Buddy, I gonna be everyday business.
Yeah, man.
Hey, y'all come over. Nah, I'm gonna move in silence,
man. Hey, man, I'm gonna be walking behind you. You ain't even gonna know I'm there.
Like a ninja.
Yeah.
Quietly at that time. And see, we gonna have a calmness to us because we have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We know the situation. We know what's at stake. We know who's looking for us. Mm-hmm. You know, we know it's gonna be wild beasts out here. You know, we're not gonna be looking to cause attention to ourselves. And we're gonna be like, I like how the Lord gonna do is we so edified with the truth, we're gonna be calm. That right there is big. That right there is everything. 2/3 not gonna be calm in the situation. They're gonna panic when the crash. They're gonna panic in that moment, man. They're gonna be super bugged out. They bugged out now. It ain't even happened yet. So wait till the Esau say no more cash transactions. Oh, China has just invaded from the southern border. Man, Jake gonna be out and bug out, super bug out. We gonna be like, I knew that was happening. Man, get your backpack, man. We like pilgrims. Yeah. We're going over here. Be quiet. Shh. Troops is out. You know, we're not gonna be U.S. military. I need help. It's me and my family. We ain't got that.
The U.S. military gonna be getting shot at their damn selves. Like, why call them over there? They gonna be getting ate up too.
They might be like, I got 5 of them. Yeah, they're niggers. Yep. Report them in.
All right.
Put them in paddy wagon. Take them to the camp 0057.
Yep.
And split them up. Women going to this camp, men going to that camp. You're gonna be looking like, dang, I shouldn't have said nothing.
And see what
gun button. Shut up.
And inquire about which one of them gonna get that MOTB.
Come on, see, that's why you shouldn't. They don't know what's going on, man.
All right. And
in the dark.
And speaking of calm, like you know, that's why when I just mentioned that we're gonna be calm, this is Isaiah chapter 33. We'll start at verse 5, and it says, "The Lord Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness." That he filled Zion with judgment and righteousness, and who's gonna fill with that judgment and righteousness is the remnant, those who seek ye the Lord, he may be found. Those who are seeking the Lord in this day and time. That's who's gonna be filled with the judgment and righteousness. And that's why we're gonna be calm in those times, and that time comes. All right, verse 6, Isaiah 33 and 6. And it says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time." Okay, which is that's gonna be our stability, because we gonna know what's going on, which is ultimately gonna keep us calm in that time. Okay, so it says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation, in the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Yahshua is his strength." See, so Yahweh Yahshua is going to have us, and he's going to protect us in those times. You know, Lord willing, we'll be a part of that number that's being protected. You know? And you know, that's another thing that I want to mention, because I mentioned earlier about the division between the cartels and you know, the Democratic Republican. You got the alphabet agenda. All right, so you know that's pretty much what Yahweh Shah mentioned in Matthew the 12th chapter, the 22nd verse. Okay, so this is when Yahweh Shah performed a miracle. Was we're at 22nd, Matthew 12 and 22, and it said, "Then was brought unto him one possessed with the devil, blind and dumb, and he healed him insomuch that the blind and dumb both spake and saw." And it says, "And all the people were amazed, said, Is this not the son of David?" But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, "This fellow doeth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, the prince of the devil." You see that? This is basically what we're seeing now. What we're seeing what we're reading in the New Testament, we're actually seeing it now. So we're seeing a division right here. So when Yahweh Shah performed that miracle, you had some people who believed that he performed the miracle. You got some people that were basically against it and said that he was, you know, in devil worshipers. Okay, and you got some people that were just like in the middle with it. All right, so that's the division, and in that particular nation at that time. Okay, so reading on Matthew 12 and 25, and it says, "And Yahweh Shah knew their thought, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom stand? All right, and that's going back until we see into this very same day. It's there's nothing new up under the sun. Just like there was a division on whether Yahweh shall perform the miracle, there's a division on whether America is going to stand, it's going to live on. You got some people that believe that America is not going to be destroyed. You see? And we're telling you through the prophecy of Yahweh Shah, America will be destroyed. You see, you got a lot of people still thinking that we're going to make America great again. That's that division. And so we know through the prophecies that we read that because of all this division, that kingdom is not going to stand. So it's going to fall. Okay? And so because it's going to fall, who you need to stand on, who's going to have that solid foundation is Yahweh Shah, man. All right? And that's the important thing when it comes to, what to be dealing with in the near future.
So right here, man, Psalm 37:16. A little that the righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. So righteousness right there, that's going to mean everything Yahweh Shah during the troubling times, man. He's going to look to show his miracles and his works through the hope we let. And it's going to come through that deliverance and salvation, which every Yahshua Israelite that I know of should be thirsting after their salvation and deliverance. That's only really matter, when all hell breaks loose. Here go 18.
That's probably what he said. The little of the righteousness that what they had, right? You see that mean like the most a person that actually can read the scripture every single day and he believe all that scripture. Specifically like let's say an individual that reads Proverbs 3 and 5, trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Trust the Lord. He read that every single day. That's one little scripture is better than Bill Gates' riches. That's basically what that scripture is saying right there.
TDJ.
Well, TDJ.
LeBron James.
Right.
Jay-Z. What they got ain't gonna profit them.
Right.
If they done did the bidding of Esau, Lord is not pleased with their work. So a man that's poor and he tried, like I say, he got little scriptures in his heart, in his mind that he rolls with. He might got a couple laws he try to keep. That little bit that he do is way better than all them wicked Jakes, Oprah, and everything they got, all they, riches that they got. And I want to hit on verse 18. The Lord knows the days of the upright, and their heritage shall be forever, which goes to the kingdom of heaven right there. So the Lord said he knows the days of the upright. So with that being said, you should want to be upright. How do you be upright? By getting back to your heritage, which is the knowledge of the scriptures. Keep large commandments, which is your culture. That's how you be upright. Talk about the Lord every day. That helps build your spirit up. And 19 says, and they should not be ashamed in the evil time that's about to come up, about to be an evil time. And the days of famine, they should be satisfied. So the whole Philek is about to starve out here, like these 2/3 about to starve. The Lord, that's how He's gonna show the miracles and the mercy right there. Like it's gonna be a lot of Jakes like, oh man, like they do the like he do eating good. He ain't got ribs and stuff. He ain't touching his back. They gonna come up. Who taking care of him? They gonna come to me. It's gonna be. That's why 7 women gonna take hold of one man. She be like, who taking care of him? Please, can I be with you? I promise I'll do this. I'll do right now. I'll listen to my man now. See how that feminism gonna go away during Jacob's trouble. Because what's happening is reality about to set in. Right now, we live in a false reality set up by Esau. It's kind of like the Matrix. We live in the Matrix, man. It's a system built on lies. In a minute, the Lord about to bust that up, and reality gonna show up. And those that got that upright, that their righteousness about them, that's part of hopefully elect, hey, the Lord gonna bless them, man. They're gonna be satisfied. Like they're not gonna be struggling out here like the rich people gonna be struggling out here. They might go through something, but as soon as they show themselves improving to be acceptable, by standing stiff, they get their MOTB, the Lord about to bless them, man. Just like that, abundantly. To where if you're a man in this truth, women, it's gonna be a lot of women like begging, can I be with you? Please. Like I'm starving out here. See, these women proud now because they got their system. They got the system backing them up, and the system allows them to act like a wicked, a wicked fool. So that system go bye-bye, all that little pride they got go bye-bye. Esau not in power no more. This stuff is in shambles. Everything gets shot up, blasted, explosions. And they don't look at us, we're going to be calm, like you ready to the earth got stability, and they going to want that stability. They be like, he calm, he ain't scared, he ain't tripping. What's the guy's name again? And that's gonna come down to that, brother. It's gonna be his discretion if he want to take that woman or not. Like, a lot of women gonna get rejected.
They're gonna get rejected. They're gonna be restored. But that's another thing. A lot of people don't think about that. Matter of fact, I put that precept on the comment board. It's the Akadah Tahan is with the Zechariah 13:8. It says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, says the Lord, Yahweh Shah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. You see, and that 2 part that's gonna be cut off and die is gonna be majority women. But women outnumber men anyway, right? And so that's how we know right there that majority of those women, and specifically, and just like I said, it's gonna be at that hopefully let man discretion whether he want to take that woman or not. Okay, because he can reject her and be move on his own way. Because a lot of these women that they ain't even worth keeping. So these women they gonna get that root in as well too, man.
Mm-hmm. They're record, and that's when that system start blowing up. It's gonna be like dum dollar crash,
right?
Dum CBDC, dum MOTP, dum America has been invaded. Dum cartels coming into America.
Right. They already here. They just ready to unleash themselves right now. They ready to come out of hide.
Like everything is set up.
Right.
All the Lord got to do is snap his fingers. Everything gonna go on the play.
Yeah. All the pieces is on the chessboard. They already set up on the chessboard. You know how you got that beginning game on the chessboard? Everybody just setting up their pieces. That's where we at right now. Now it's just gonna be east side taking out east side. That's what it's gonna be. That's what gonna happen. And you read that precept one more time out, the very last one that you just read.
Psalm 37:19. They should not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied.
See, and it said the day of famine they shall be satisfied, would bring me to Isaiah 65:13. But it said, therefore, thus says the Lord, Yahweh power, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. You see that? He said, behold, my servant shall eat. So when you eating good, you're going to be satisfied. But those who basically not hearken unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh Shah, they're going to be hungry. All right? Behold, my servant shall drink. All right? But ye shall be thirsty. When you drinking that little water that Yahweh Shah set up for you, you're going to be satisfied. And he said, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You see that? That's right there. In the evil time, the servants of Yahweh Shah are the ones that are going to be satisfied. They're going to have stability. Okay? And that's what we look. That's why we do the video, these lessons. And we're telling you, hey man, repent before it's too late, man.
See, all this destruction is happening. I'm gonna end this off with this right here. This is end off. All the destruction is happening. All this purge is happening. All of this right here. This is Psalms 37:29. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever, which goes in the kingdom of heaven. The Lord is cleaning all this up. He's gonna scorch it with fire, and that's all to clean it up, so that then righteousness can reign out. And that to me is a marvelous works right there. So right now, hey, the best thing I say for y'all, Australia, hey, stay locked in on this truth. Get your popcorn out. The Lord about to really show some theatrics. And this thing like, hey, stay your head on the swivel, stay circumspect, because it's about to be a pride, And Lord willing, part of the hopeful elect, and we're gonna make it through to see that precept, that reality come true. The righteous shall inherit the land. We're gonna get the dominion back, man.
That's why we always bring out what that second Ezra 6-9, man. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. See that? And so, in order for one world to, in order for Esau, because it said Esau is the end of the world, all right? And so, in order for a righteous kingdom to be able to reign, that first world have to be destroyed. And that is this world that we're currently living in right now. This world have to be completely wiped out, just like I said. And so, and that's what that's what you have to understand. And so that's why we, seek you the Lord and hope and pray that Yahweh I got plans for you in that righteous kingdom that He's getting ready to set up. So that's what we striving for.
Yeah, man, Lord, we hope this is edifying. We give our praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakadash.
Kwame Yasharala, baby. Each step up the ball. Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Tawada for tuning in, man.
Hey, Shalom on the Akim, Aqua board. Shalom.
Tawada for the precept, Jeremiah Gabar. Hey, Tawada for Kadacha, man.